All right, welcome back, guys. We go into another World Cup qualifier against Costa Rica. Um, in Costa Rica, we're going to take a quick look at the Costa Rican team and try to figure out what we can expect. It's a familiar foe and probably one of the most recent foes that we've played against. You know what I mean? We took them on in the Gold Cup. It was a game that I think we performed better as a team than Costa Rica, but Costa Rica still came out with a victory after another mistake by Fisher, allowing Ruiz to get the header and score the goal and beat Jamaica 1-0. All right. So, guys, Costa Rica now, all reliable SOFA score gives them a rating of 6.78, and we're using the stats from the CONCACAF Gold Cup. See it, Wade?
Yeah, man.
You're gonna bring them up, or you want me to go and run through while they do
Go
that?
on through, man. Go on
All right. So in the Gold Cup, right? They played in 4 matches. They topped the group. We're in the same group. They topped the group, and they lost 2-0 to Canada. All right. They followed that with a game against El Salvador, which they drew 0-0. They also drew 0-0 with Panama in the first World Cup qualifier, and then they lost 1-0 to Mexico. So this is a bottom of the table clash that we are involved in with.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you would like to add about this Costa Rica team before I jump into these stats?
No, again, just like Mexico, they're definitely not the powerhouse they used to be, but if you take them lightly, they'll still have the kill to make you pay, you know?
Totally agree.
And I think right now, if they'd want to play anybody in this group, is definitely us. The performances that we have been putting in. I'm sure any team would be pumped to play us right now.
Yeah. Speaking of which, like, if we sound despondent to you guys, it's based off the results and the 2 games that we have played so far, and I don't think anybody can blame us for that. If we don't go
I've seen so much comments on Instagram, and everybody is saying the same thing. It's so sad, it's so depressing, and the JFF needs to understand that is affecting future support of the organization. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
especially from the younger generations. They're going to have this bad memory associated with them. They're fortunate enough to have the generation that witnessed the World Cup. That generation is slowly dying. We have people, adults, 21 years old, who has never seen the Reggae Boyz play in the World Cup.
Yeah.
So JFF, you need to get your act together on that.
Okay. And there'll be another show in which we'll be discussing some of the issues that we see coming out of the JFF. So stay tuned for that one. That one is coming up really shortly. All right. So back to Costa Rica now. They played 4 games and came out with an average rating of 6.78 from SOFA score, like I mentioned before. In the 4 games, they scored 6 goals, conceded 4 goals, and had 4 assists. Right? Their attacking stats, they average 1.5 goals per game. Their goal conversion rate is one of the better rates I have seen, 25%. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That is decent.
So if they take 4 shots, one's gonna score, basically.
Yeah, that is one of the better goal conversion rates I've seen from the CONCACAF teams.
Definitely.
Penalty goals, they didn't get any penalties. They didn't score any free kicks. They scored 6 goals from inside the box from 17 attempts, and they didn't score any from outside the box. All right. Left foot
which
goals,
doesn't matter because we said that about Panama yesterday, and then Panama scored scored one from outside the box.
Yeah, and like we said, it shows when we looked at Panama's passing stats, it proved us right in terms of how they moved the ball and were able to get in behind the lines. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Right, because you're saying the fact that they have so many goals inside the box proves that they're very adept at moving the ball, which they did so well.
Yeah.
So well.
Yeah. All right, so back to left foot goals 1, right foot goals 3, headed goals 2. So they don't struggle to score their opportunities, whether it be left foot, right foot, or on from a headed attempt. Big
Which
chances
speaks to
per
the pedigree again.
yeah, big chances per game 1.8. Big chances missed per game 0.8. And again, another team that is lethal. They don't create a lot of chances. They only have 6 shots per game. Shots on target per game 2.3. Shots off target per game 3.8. But still, you have that 25% conversion rate. They don't create a lot of them, but they put them in the back of the net. We need to understand that. So this is not a team that you give opportunities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We are at successful dribbles 4.8, corners per game 2.5. They didn't hit the woodwork and they had 0 counterattacks. All right. Ball possession, the average 52.5%. Accurate passes per game. Give me a second. Accurate passes per game 376 at 81.6%. All right. Accurate in own half 226 at 89.3%. Accurate in the opposition half 152 at 69.0%. So a little bit low there in opposition half. Accurate long balls 22.5 at 50.8%. Accurate crosses 2.3 at 17.6%. So they're not as clinical with the ball or as efficient with the ball as say a Panama in terms of stats, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But definitely more lethal on the goal end.
Yeah, definitely in terms of attempts and conversion. Defending, they had 1 clean sheet in the 4 games. They conceded 1 goal per game. They had 16.5 tackles per game, 9.5 interceptions, almost 10. Clearances 17.5. Saves per game, the goalie had 2.8. Errors leading to shots 0. Error leading to goal 0. Penalties committed 0. Penalty goals conceded 0. Clearances offline 0. Last man tackle 0. So defensively, the unit looks pretty solid, right? We were unable to score on them during the Gold Cup, so we know already what you're up against in terms of that.
And then it's the opposite for us, that we haven't been able to keep a clean sheet in the last 7 matches.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, though, we got opportunities to score in that game. We got like probably 2 sitters that we didn't take. You know what I mean? I think Bobby Reed got one of them, and I must say Andre Gray or somebody like that, and Shamar Nicholson had a few attempts, if I remember correctly, if it was that game. All right.
Right.
So the last set of stats now is duels 1 per game, 51.5 at 48.8%. Ground duels 1, 35.5 at 44.8%. So they can be dispossessed. Aerial duels 1, 16.0 at 61.0%. So they're stronger in the air. All right. Possession loss per game 127 times. That's high. That's higher than the average CONCACAF team. The average CONCACAF team is like 110 to about 115. Yeah. Offsides per game 1.0, fouls per game 19.0, yellow cards per game 2.0, and red cards 2. So they do collect the cards. You know what I mean? And the number of fouls is on the high side as well, at 19. So in my conclusion, before I let Wade add his piece, not a pretty team to watch in terms of thing there, footballing wise, as they used to be. They're not as strong as they used to be, but still stronger than us. You know what I mean? And they know how to win a game, which you see,
they know how to take chances. That's the most important thing.
And that is one of the results of when you start losing more games than you win. Because we are on a terrible run of form if you look at it. and you understand, including the Gold Cup and things before. So yeah, going into Costa Rica, I would favor Costa Rica to win this game. It's not impossible for Jamaica to win, but tactically, I don't see our tactics, our coach changing his tactics or finding a way to get around this Costa Rica team, to be honest with you. Share your thoughts, my friend.
My thought is it's very dim because Costa Rica is in a very bad place right now. But the last 10 matches they've played, they've only gotten 3 wins, of which one of them is us against Jamaica. And the other teams they beat aren't really of much notoriety. Suriname and Guadeloupe, no disrespect, right? But we're not supposed to be in that same ilk, right?
Yeah.
We're not supposed to be a beating stick.
Yeah.
You know, we're supposed to be challenging Costa Rica. We're supposed to be on the same level of Costa Rica. We have just as much pedigree, right?
Yeah.
We have just as much international experience as them. I really don't want to keep pointing at Whitmore because more might be happening behind the scenes there, so right. But as how it stands right now, we are a beating stick for Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Let's face it. And this is a team that picked up 4-0 from the United States. You know. They're not in any major spit of form when we met them and they gave us 1-0. You know? They could have
a game that we should have won.
A game that we should have won against a team that loses possession of the ball frequently. If we can't take advantage of that, how are we going to qualify against a team like a Canada?
Yeah.
You know?
Which we shouldn't even be worried about a Canada.
We shouldn't even be worried about, but they're hungry. And we're not seeing the hunger in Jamaica like we're seeing in a Canada side. And Costa Rica definitely smells blood. They're going to want to use us as a motivational booster.
Yeah, man. That is what
What's that?
They're going to make an example out of it.
That's exactly what it is. I am sure the coach is setting up the team for people to get good chances of scoring and boost their confidence. That is what Jamaica has become right now if we don't get our act together.
Yeah.
You know, so that's really my thoughts on this whole upcoming match. What is it? 8th at 8 o'clock? Is that correct?
Yeah. So guys, you can join us for that one. In my closing thoughts, I think what we see going on now is more of a reflection on the administration than it is even on the players, to be honest with you. But like we said, stay tuned because we're going to discuss some of the issues that we see happening here with the JFF and the Reggae Boyz. All right, guys, stay tuned, like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Cool?
Big up.